When I first found out about the website TED, I couldn't believe I didn't know about it earlier. It's a site that allows you to listen to thousands of lectures from hundreds and hundreds of different people, covering a wide variety of topics. What you can do for a flipped classroom is you could have your students watch a TED lecture. You could post it onto your Edmodo for homework. They would go home and they would watch it. Maybe for their homework, you could have them write different levels of Costa questions. You could summarize it. They could pull quotes from the lecture. The following day in class, you reference the lecture. You go over the lecture. It might have been 20 minutes, but that is 20 minutes that you get back in your classroom for different activities, for the kids to think, to write. It would allow them more of an opportunity within the classroom to express their views. I'm going to have us watch just a short 3-minute TED video over Salman Khan. He is the founder of Khan Academy, which is very much into flipped classrooms. This is just a lecture of him explaining why he began Khan Academy and the benefits that can come from that. As we watch him, I'm going to show you that the film can be shown in different languages, not only from the titles and the summary, but also as you scroll down there is a message board. This allows your students to communicate with different people from around the world who have watched these lectures, and it kind of gives them a different perspective.
Khan Academy is most known for its collection of videos, so before I go any farther, let me show you a little bit of a montage. So the hypothesis is now, try. This animal's fossils are only found in this area of South America, a nice clean band here, and this part of Africa. We can integrate over the surface. The notation usually is a capital sigma, National Assembly. They create the Committee of Public Safety, which sounds like a very nice committee. Notice, this is an aldehyde, and it's an alcohol. Start differentiating into effector and memory cells. A galaxy. Hey, there's another galaxy. Oh look, there's another galaxy. And for dollars, is there 30 million plus the $20 million from the American manufacturer? If this does not blow your mind, then you have no emotion. We now have on the order of 2,200 videos covering everything from basic arithmetic all the way to vector calculus and some of the stuff that you saw up there. We have a million students a month using the site, watching on the order of 100 to 200,000 videos a day. But what we're going to talk about in this is how we're going to the next level. But before I do that, I want to talk a little bit about really just how I got started. And some of y'all might know, about 5 years ago, I was an analyst at a hedge fund, and I was in Boston, and I was tutoring my cousins in New Orleans remotely. And I started putting the first YouTube videos up, really just as kind of a nice to have, just kind of a supplement for my cousins, something that might, give them a refresher or something. And as soon as I put those first YouTube videos up, something interesting happened. Actually, a bunch of things. The first was the feedback from my cousins. They told me that they preferred me on YouTube than in person. And once you get over the backhanded nature of that, there was actually something very profound there. They were saying that they preferred the automated version of their cousin to their cousin. At first it's very unintuitive, but when you actually think about it from their point of view, it makes a lot of sense. You have this situation where now they can pause and repeat their cousin. Now they can, without feeling like they're wasting my time, they could, if they have to review something that they should have learned a couple of weeks ago or maybe a couple of years ago, they don't have to be embarrassed and ask their cousin. They can just watch those videos. If they're bored, they can go ahead. They can watch it at their own time, at their own pace. And probably the least appreciated, aspect of this is the notion that the very first time that you're trying to get your brain around a new concept, the very last thing you need is another human being saying, do you understand this? And that's what was happening with the interaction with my cousins before, and now they can just do it kind of in the intimacy of their own room.
I like what Khan says when you're first trying to come up and understand a new concept. The teacher, being me and guilty, all right, do you understand this? Moving on. They don't always understand it. Here, they can pause, they can repeat, they can reflect, they can go at their own speed in the own comfort of their home. So if you want to take a TED lecture, I'm going to show you how you could put it onto your Edmodo as a link so your students could go home and watch it. First, I'm going to go up here. I'm going to copy the address. I'm going to go into my Edmodo. The first thing I'll do is I will click into the box, and I'm just going to say, watch this. I'll add the link, click, right click, paste, title of the web page, Salman Khan, Let's Use Video to Reinvent Education. I'm going to attach. I'm going to send it to my core A, and 3, 2, 1 will eventually pop up. And then kids can go home on their Edmodo, and they can click on the site, and then they can even type responses to it. Here the site is posted. I can click directly to it. I can reply. I can have a written assignment. I could even have a quiz that goes along with it. I could add a poll. Did you like it? Did you not like it? What aspects did you like? And then you could really snowball from there.